not about management-nominated influence, it's actually about peer-nominated. So the people that you trust and respect, that you are influenced by.
These guys really helped us understand the team dynamics.
Well, here we see that team culture at work.
For us, it was around building something that was innovative, interesting, and actually helped organisations move forward in their culture. So yeah, we're really thrilled with the impact.
The assumptions that we have around culture change, they're just not working. As we said, 30% of culture change projects are successful, and that's not a very good stat. So we start to look outside of the literature in other areas that really have taken some of the concepts that we've talked about and bring it into corporate life. The thing that's exciting is that we're able to measure some of those things that we kind of intuitively know.
What we'd like you to think about is the worst culture you've ever worked in.
Culture is the game. We really need to know what it is. We need to know how to measure it and how to change it.
To be confident, to speak up, to engage, to listen, and to respect each other's contributions.
We think we've got a unique offering for Australian organisations, particularly focusing on behavioural norms, getting to something in culture that we can actually observe, measure and work together to change those behavioural norms so that we're actually behaving better towards each other. We get great, constructive, healthy organisations rather than some of these toxic organisations that we so often get people report that they hate working for.
Then you bring the sales team in and you put them in the same room with the developers, and you're kind of not too sure whether you're throwing a hand grenade under the door and closing the door and running out.
If you've got a strategy and if you've got a culture that doesn't support that strategy, you're going to have problems. And I think the opportunity for us at the moment is to really have those strategic conversations with clients. So you want to drive innovation, for example, and you've got a culture that's evasive, timid, well, you're not going to have a whole lot of ideas coming forward. So the real challenge is how do we help those cultures develop in a way that supports their strategy?
I think the other thing is the way we do culture. It's not a project to be managed. It's actually a social process.
Yeah.
The environment, the social learning, and applying that to culture change is very different. It's a different conversation, and it's one that we need today.
And we want to be at that edge because we're curious and we're excited, and we want to be able to share that with our clients because we think we can add some value.
You leave your skills at the door and you come in with your knowledge, but you come in as a team member.
But I think it's also about doing culture change now, real
Yeah.
time, and it allows you to cut through some of the issues that may take months and months and even years and may not even be resolved. And if people are courageous enough to actually do it in the moment.
The other thing that's really quite fascinating is one of our clients put it. It's putting culture change back in the hands of the people who own the culture. With a mobile device, they can actually look at their culture, they can measure it, now they can do something about it. And that's exciting.
We work with the CLS 360 tool already, so it was interesting to understand more about the cultural side of things and how that could translate.
Culture plays a big part in all of our businesses.
I was more interested in how our culture is in our clients.
Now that we're actually able to measure team cultures and corporate cultures, it allows us to be more specific about not just an individual, but a group they might belong to.
You know, traditionally the old model is I'm the boss, I'll have a look at the data, I'll talk to HR and then I'll tell you what we're going to do. No, if you're really serious about changing culture, you move from a hierarchical model to a much more networked and inclusive model, which says we're going to work on this together, we're going to discover this together.
That changes culture.
Yeah, that changes
in
culture.
the moment.
Yeah.